Good evening. Today I will be explaining my working and solution on QA assignment 1. So, the raw data needed to be imported to Excel in order to access and use the data easily. The raw PSI data is imported from Olive simply by opening a blank document, a new Excel document, and go to data, and then from text, then you will browse through it and find your PSI data. Then I will get this. After I imported the data, I had to use an appropriate measures for the data to identify the region: north, south, east, west, or central. I need to find the best air quality and also the worst air quality out of the 5 PSI. PM 2.5 values are not needed and can be neglected and also ignored. So what I did was I've calculated all the averages for all the 5 regions: north, south, east, west, central. By using the Excel formula equals average, the column, for then just drag down everything, see the plus button and drag down everything. It was like it was vertical, then I'll move it into a table. The highest average means the more PSI means the worst air quality. So I will pick the highest average as the worst and lowest as the best air quality. So what I did was, to insert the table, I use pivot table. I just click the data, insert, then I go to pivot chart, and I will just select all the data, PSI data, then I will create in a new sheet which is called worst PSI, and I will get a blank document with all the options at first, and I will just drag the date into the rows, as west is actually the worst PSI average. Sorry, here west is the worst air condition, so this is the worst day by day, and to find the highest PSI is actually the highest or maximum value of the graph, which is just point here and you can get 227. So why I use average? Because average is usually more accurate rather than mode or median, and it's so much it's easier to use, faster and more efficient. There are no drastic change in the graph except for certain amount of period of time, which is started from 13th of July until all the way to 1st of June. Next, I need to construct 95% confidence interval of the mean PSI reading for the whole 5 months. So what I did was I calculated region by region, north, south, east, west, and central, and by using the analysis tool, which is so much easier, I would just go to data analysis, descriptive statistic, press OK, then I will just highlight all the rows and all the datas, and then I will just put it in a new worksheet, apply, or new workbook. Then if new workbook, I can just cut paste the data into this new sheet and make a new sheet. And after that, I will press summary statistics and confidence level for mean. I press OK. I already pressed it, so I won't press it again. So this is my confidence interval for all the different regions, and north, south, central, east, and west. I calculated the upper limit by simply adding the mean and confidence interval, and lower limit by minusing the mean and confidence interval. After that, I'll just copy down the formula by doing this, and copy paste, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. And then I'll get all the confidence interval. So I need to count the number of days where PSI in Singapore or regions is more than 30. so between the months of July and August, and I have to compare it with the September and October period. So what I did was I used the pivot table by entering this, insert pivot table, and I go to look at this. I created this new layer, and I put the date, and but before that actually I did the max PSI, which is I find all the maximum PSI between north, south, east, west, central. So these are the number of the maximum PSI of every day, every. So for I'll just drag date to rows, and max of max PSI. At first it was count, then I just change it to max by clicking value for settings and max. After that, July, this one is actually I use this count if. Select the month, which is July and August, 7 and 8, and for second one is September, October, which is 9 and 10. So total I get 50 days of like PSI more than 30 and 45 days, and difference of 5 days. I need to compare these two values and make it into the hypothesis testing. Then for this one, level of significance is 1%, so 0.01. So in conclusion, since test statistics is actually less, does not lie on the rejection region, therefore we do not have sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis at 1% level of significance. Thank you.